Some of my content has mention of extreme violence, sexual assault, and/or other triggering content. Discretion is advised. 2 women die the same day in Bridgeport, Connecticut, and both investigations were handled poorly. What is going on, and why isn't anything being done about it? Hi guys, welcome back to Code 187. Yay, you're here. Hi. All right, I have huge news before we get into our story today. I am going to continue this YouTube channel, so you will be getting my videos. But I also am going to be a second person co-host on a true crime podcast. Yay! I know everyone's excited. I'm excited. I cannot wait. We've already been filming some, and I'm telling you guys, you're gonna love it. So what's gonna happen is I teamed up with Joe from The Joe Show, and you guys know I've been on his show twice. I love The Joe Show, and yeah, I'm joining him. I'm going to tell him a true crime story, and he's going to react. So super excited. I will drop the trailer after I get done with this, and you guys can kind of get a glimpse into what we've been doing. So I'm so excited. So I'm also putting our podcast on this YouTube channel. So if you are subscribed, great. You're going to get all of those videos. But if you're not subscribed, really consider subscribing, because you're going to get not only me doing this, but also me and Joe on the podcast. So I'm going to drop the videos here. You can also listen anywhere you get your podcast. And yeah, I'm so excited. More true crime coming at you. It'll be a little bit more bigger cases, less of the newer stuff, but still some. And I'm just excited. I'm super excited. So, like I said, if you're not subscribed, please consider that now. Completely free. You get notified when I drop a podcast video or a regular video. So, here's the trailer.
They oddly found another woman's remains near her.
Okay.
So now they're like, who is this and what's going on? At this point, he covered her mouth and nose and was trying to get her to stop breathing.
Mm-hmm.
The men will annihilate their whole family and take the kids first.
The murderer or attempted murder has made a couple of mistakes, okay?
All right, so after all of that big news, yeah, here we go with the case. And this one is starting to become quite the big news nationally. It's a bigger case locally to Connecticut, but it's starting to gain a lot of traction. So, here we go. I first heard about the Lauren Smith Fields case on a true crime podcast. I was listening to that. They did a little blurb about Lauren's case, and it really sat with me. And so I looked a little bit more into it, just as I do regularly. And I found another case of Brenda Rawls. And these two cases were shockingly similar and really have not been out there as much as they should be. So this is both of their stories. On December 11th, 2021, 23-year-old Lauren Smith Fields had a date with a man that she met on Bumble. The next morning, on December 12th, a man called 911 to report that Lauren was not breathing. The man told investigators he came to her apartment that night and they were drinking tequila together. According to the police report, they were drinking together and just kind of having a night. He said that she had started to say that she was kind of ill and she vomited at one point, but then still carried on drinking. So that was according to the police report. He said he awoke the next morning and Lauren wasn't breathing. And she also had blood coming from her right nostril. When first responders came, they found Lauren lying on the floor. She was pronounced dead at the scene. And they speculated that she may have been dead an hour prior to the call. Police quickly ruled this an accident. They also refused to identify the man that she went on a date with as a suspect. The medical examiner office did their autopsy, and they concluded that Lauren Smith Fields died from acute intoxication due to combined effects of fentanyl, prohazazine, hydroxine, and alcohol. Her manner of death was ruled an accidental overdose. Now, Lauren's family said that she didn't do drugs, that she didn't have any history of doing drugs, so that is something to keep in mind. Now, Brenda Lee Rawls, a 53-year-old woman, died the same night, pretty much in the same neighborhood in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Little is known about her case because nothing has been communicated to the family, hardly at all. The family stated that all they know is she wouldn't wake up on the morning of the 12th. Her cause and manner of death is still under investigation. In both cases, the family are demanding answers. In both cases, the families were not notified of these deaths. In Lauren's case, they were notified by Lauren's landlord a day later. In Brenda's case, the family had to go to investigators to say, what is happening with our loved one. So both family members of both of these women say that the investigators handled the case wrongly and with lack of sensitivity. Recently, 2 Bridgeport, Connecticut investigators were put on administrative leave because of the way that they handled these 2 cases. Both cases, according to the mayor, are still being investigated. I don't know what will turn up out of that. I really believe that this is an example of how people of color are treated differently by law enforcement, but also by the media. I have seen this in the true crime community a lot. I feel that because these women were both people of color, their cases are really flying under the radar. And both of these cases were mishandled. We all saw how investigators were to the families of Gabby Petito, but also Brian Laundrie. They handled both of those families with a lot of care, but not the same went into the cases of Lauren and Brenda. And could that be because of race? I sure hope not, but it's definitely on a lot of people's minds right now. So I have seen quite a few rumors for Lauren's case. People are wondering if Lauren's brother did not give her some drugs. The Bumble date said that she went outside to meet with her brother and then later got sick. So people are really saying that maybe he gave her drugs. But like I said, these are just rumors. This is not substantiated. There's also talk online that Lauren was an escort. Like I said, rumors not substantiated. And honestly, both of these reasons are not a reason to be so horrible to a family. Let me repeat this. Being an escort and drug issues are not a reason for the police and investigators to handle this case in the way that they did. Same with Brenda. It may have been an overdose, but her case still matters. And like I said, there's nothing substantiated with her case. The police are not communicating very well with her family, so we just don't know a lot about Brenda. But whatever this was, it does not give the police a pass to act the way that they did. The investigators are still wrong in how they handled things, which should never happen. No matter if it's a drug overdose, whatever it may be, these families still care about their loved ones. I mean, how would you feel if you lost a loved one and this is the way that you were treated? It's terrible. It's horrible. Brenda's case and Lauren's case deserve to be out there more than they are, which is why I tried to put together this video as much as I can. Like I said, there is not a lot of information out there, but these need to be talked about. And I feel very strongly that it's because they're people of color that the media is not picking it up. And it's terrible. So what do you think? A lot of people have pointed to maybe the Bumble date in Lauren's case. Maybe he had something to do with it. The fact that he's not even a person of interest and he was the last person to see her is very puzzling. So we'll see how the media shakes out and the investigation shakes out with both of these women. So if you have any information, please come forward. I will try to list a number below that you can call. Like I said, this all happened in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Like I said, if you have any information, please come forward. I really wish these families the best going forward. No matter what happened with their death, I'm extremely sorry for their loss. Both of these women were gorgeous, sounded like they were wonderful people, and Bridgeport, Connecticut definitely lost a lot in their community with these two deaths. So definitely keep that in mind. Thank you for sitting and listening to Lauren and Brenda's story. Please place below your comments. Be sensitive to the families. They're going through a lot. But please post your opinions. This is a forum for opinions. So, thank you for watching again. If you would like to see those updates from me and also from the upcoming podcast, please consider subscribing, liking, sharing, getting the word out that I'm doing this podcast. So, thank you so much, and I will be seeing you guys next time.